in person, those of you who I had last year, you really, really enjoyed sculpture. So I'm hoping you have the same enthusiasm from home and with this project and the one that I have planned for after that. Okay, so let's just dive right in to our sculpture unit. But first, attendance, super important. Click here on the link and it'll take you to our attendance form. Just a reminder though, you need to submit your attendance on Friday during our class time in order to get credit. I know some people, you've noticed that we don't have art live anymore. We have it, I just post a lesson and you guys can get to it for a whole week, but I still need your attendance submitted on Friday of art class to be able to count you, okay? So the link's right here, just click on it, open the form, submit it, and you're good to go. All right, so sculpture, right? It involves the creation of three-dimensional forms, okay? So three-dimensional length, width, and height. Okay, the main feature of a sculpture's design is the way its forms extend through space. So this is artwork that takes up physical space. It's not flat, it has form to it. All right, size, texture, light, shade, color are also important design elements in sculpture. And sculpture may be realistic, where it looks like a person or an object, such as the sculpture here of the oversized balloon dog, or it can reflect shapes and forms that are a bit more organic or abstract, such as this very large sculpture right here. Some of you may know where this is located. I'll let you think for a little bit. If you were thinking Chicago, you are absolutely right. This is located right in the middle of the city of Chicago. Sculpture can be made from a variety of materials, including metal, stone, wood, clay, paper, cardboard, paper mache, wire, glass, and so much more. So I just have some examples of different sculptural artworks in different materials. Sculpture can be made out of anything. I can use, this recycled Gatorade bottle to make a sculpture if I wanted to. I could use my cell phone if I wanted to. It's kind of pretty open-ended as to what materials you can use. So for our project, we are going to be creating a loose parts amusement park. So I want you to think and do a little brainstorming, right? What are some standout features that you enjoy in amusement parks? Is it the rides? I know the rides are my favorite, although as I get older, the spinny rides, I can't do it anymore. They make me sick to my stomach. But when I was younger, your age, I couldn't get enough of them. Maybe the food stands, and just pay attention to how they're decorated. All the very bright colors, some of them have flags on the top. They have lights, they draw your attention to them. Or maybe you're a game person, right? All those carnival amusement park games that are so hard to win, those really cool, really big prizes. I used to spend all kinds of money, trying to get the one prize that I wanted, and it took forever and ever and ever to be able to win it. They were so tricky, but the games, right? All part of an amusement park layout, setup, culture of the amusement park. Okay, so your project, I want you to construct an amusement park using loose parts and 3D building skills. So loose parts are just random loose parts, right? Random things that you have lying around the house. They could be office supplies, extra school supplies, things like tin foil, paper plates, just random materials. And then 3D building skills, which I'll talk to you about in the next slide. All right, for your project, I want you to have 3 or 4 parts. So we talked about rides, we talked about food stands, we talked about games. I want you to pick 3 things to create for your amusement park. So it could be 3 rides, it could be just one ride, 1 food stand, and 2 games, anything of the above. I want you to include at least one moving part in your sculpture. So that means one part has to be able to move. What does it spin around? Does it go up and down? If you put, the roller coaster car on top, does it slide down the track? You can determine how it moves and which part it is. I want you to use at least 3 building techniques that we discuss a little bit later in the presentation. And I need to know what the name of your amusement park is, right? Gotta be something cool. So I want you to think and come up with a sign for your amusement park. And your materials, very open-ended. So each of you got a new art kit. It's this giant bag filled with stuff. All right, all of this stuff is just random things we had laying around the art room from when we were still there in person. So this brown paper bag is full of all kinds of stuff. You have some wooden skewers that are good structural pieces, real strong supportive piece. You got some pipe cleaners, right? An assortment of different pipe cleaners. Let's see what else. Some popsicle sticks. There's colored ones, just plain brown ones. There's some cut up straw pieces. Might be good as a moving part if you throw it on a pipe cleaner, right? And now you kind of have this like zip line kind of effect. Good idea, keep that in mind. There's some cork pieces, could possibly turn into little spectators or people who are riding your rides, right? Just an idea. What else do we got here? Piece of a pool noodle, some of that styrofoam stuff. You can rip it, tear it, cut it, whatever you need. Rubber bands, again, might be cool for a moving part, kind of like a catapult situation we got going on there. And some clothespins, might make some cool people at your amusement park if you want to. And other little random things, I got some pom-poms in here, some more rubber bands, etc. Some fun little beads, right? Loose parts, random things. All right. Also in your art kit is paper. So the paper is going to be most of what we use to build. So this is where the 3D building techniques are going to come in that we will talk about a little bit later in this presentation, all right? There's some just regular construction paper strips. There's some really thin paper strips, kind of like little streamers. And then I have some thicker, sturdier pieces of painted poster board that I cut up. This stuff is really sturdy, so this can be the main forms for your rides, your buildings. This stuff, you can fold it, bend it, cut it, and it will hold its shape pretty well. It's pretty thick, sturdy, strong stuff. You also have some leftover tissue paper, coffee filter type material that is colored. So just some more things that you can experiment with. I'm thinking kind of like maybe one of your rides is a parachute. That would be a good movable object. Cut it down, rip it up, crumble it into a ball, right? Ooh, maybe your amusement park has like one of those foam pits that you launch into, and this could be the stuffing that's inside the foam pit. Okay. And then lastly, you should have 2 sheets of this thick, almost like real thin cardboard. It has lines in it. It's a little bit corrugated. You can use this to build structures, or you can tape them together and use this as your base. It is up to you, however you wish to proceed. That is the stuff that was in the art kit. Now you are welcome to use whatever else you can find laying around your house. So I have this Amazon box that I cut up, and I'm going to use this as my base. It's pretty sturdy, pretty flat, nice rectangle shape. This is what I'm going to use for my base so that I can use my heavier cardboard cardstock paper to build. So I have strength in my structure. I also like the cardboard because I might have an idea where I stick some of these skewers, poke a hole and stick it down through. That way I might have a little bit more support in my structure since it's poking through the cardboard. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, poked it right through, and then it'll stand on its own here. Okay, let's see. So if you're still confused at what I am talking about, here are some examples of amusement parks or amusement park type projects that are made out of paper, 3D building techniques, loose parts, okay? So if you look here, this is called Digestive Land. So their sign is a mouth with a tongue, and you walk into the amusement park by crawling up the tongue, right? Pretty creative. You see in the background, they have what looks to be a paper towel tube with a spiral cut paper plate that they seem to have made some kind of slide out of, right? If you look in the middle here, it looks like 2 paper plates, some string, some little paper folded seats, and they made kind of like the swing ride, the trapeze ride that I showed you in the slide before. Okay, and this one here is kind of a mix-up of all the different building techniques that we are going to talk about. So you see right here, this yellow piece, it's kind of like a staircase, and they made it by accordion folding one of these little cardboard or paper, construction paper strips. Okay, if you accordion fold it, right, front, back, you can create this staircase kind of thing, right? Also different building techniques. You'll see right here, these cylinders, they cut little slits and folded them over to make a tab method. That way you can glue it flat on a flat surface and it'll be nice and sturdy for you. Okay, so general idea of amusement park building with paper and cardboard. So these are the building techniques that I told you we would talk about. Just take a quick look at the different ways that you can achieve 3-dimensional forms with something 2-dimensional like paper, okay? The way you fold it, we did the accordion right here. You can roll it, right? So now you have a circle. You can do a tab method, like you see right here, to kind of make like a rail or almost like train tracks, right? This is how the tab method, they got the cylinder to stand. So if you have a toilet paper roll, right, if you just cut little slits in it, fold them all out, place it down, you have a nice flat surface that you can glue or tape, and you'll be able to build off of that, build higher, because it'll be nice and strong and supported. Some of these things are a little bit more decorative, like the fringe, right, to give your sculptural part a little bit more movement to it. Things like right here, the slot and the tab. This is good with sturdier materials like your cardstock, right? So if let me grab my scissors. If I want to make a piece that stands, I'll cut out some shapes here. Maybe I want to make these two kind of stand like an X like this, right? So if I cut a little slit, you can see me do that, right? Little slit, you see it? Right, like that, just a little slit. Yep, and do the same in this piece. Little slit, not all the way, just a little bit. And I put them together like this. Right, piece them together. Now I have this X shape that I can build on top of. Okay, and you can obviously cut bigger pieces than this. I'm just working small so I can show you in the camera here.